What's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? Man, it is your boy, Trey Sense, and we got a little bit of a review, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. So, before we get into this, I need something from you. I need you to like this video. I need you to share this video. I'm gonna move this mic because it's pulling my V-neck down. And I need you, if you haven't, would you please consider, it gonna work? Would you please consider subbing to the channel? Okay. So what I got for you is 8 fragrances total. What we're going to talk about in this particular video is fragrances that smell like more expensive fragrances. All of these are really budget friendly, with the exception of one, and it's not overly expensive, but it is the most expensive fragrance here, and I honestly don't think it is. I don't think it's a cheapie, but I think it's worth every dime. So let's get rolling. The first one I want to talk to you about, and I have 7 of them. I have 8. I'm gonna talk about this one because it is honestly one of the best clones of any fragrance out there. Period. Point blank. I don't care whether it's Dua, Dapper. I don't care. This is the best clone of any fragrance out there, and it's from the house of Sensual Obsessions, and it is Sensual Obsessions' version of Andy Warhol. And this is an older batch, and look at the darkness on that juice. That's just beautiful, man. That's just beautiful. I feel like this is the best clone fragrance in Frag. That's just the way I feel. This is also probably the fragrance that got Kevin so much recognition and got Sensual Obsession rolling, was Andy Warhol. So I couldn't do this video without mentioning this, because Andy Warhol is long since been discontinued. There are bottles of it out there, and it is super duper expensive. I was fortunate enough to get my hands on a bottle when I was in Texas at I can't even remember which one of the perfume shops it was, when we were on Harry Hines. And it's spot on. This is amazing. That plum and booze in this is just amazing. So do yourself a favor and go over to Sensual Obsessions and get you a bottle of this. This is definitely, in my opinion, the absolute best clone fragrance on the market. And I say that because there's been people try to clone Andy Warhol and can't get close to that one. So that's just that. All right, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are not exactly from clone houses, but I'll get the most expensive one out of the way. And again, to me, this is a beautiful fragrance. It is one of the best in my collection. When you got price, performance, longevity, projection, everything that you want in a fragrance. And it is a clone, and it's a clone of a fragrance that everybody talks about now. It's a clone of Baccarat Rouge 540. And I think this is a clone of the Act Straight. And it is Al Haramine's Amber Oud Gold Rouge. No, I said that wrong. Amber Oud Rouge is what this is a clone of. And I don't know if this has been discontinued or not. It's anywhere from 60 to 100 bucks. And that's just good. That's just good. To me, in my opinion, this is the best clone of Baccarat Rouge 540 out there, and I don't even think it's close. Ariana Grande is pretty good as well, but for the money, just get this. Just get this. This fragrance right here honestly put me in the mindset of, if it's Al Haramine, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, I just felt, that's just how I feel. It's a solid fragrance. And honestly, I've decanted a couple of people some of this juice, and everybody that I have decanted this, they're blown away and they love it because it is a fragrance that sticks to you. 3 to 4 sprays of this is all you need. It's going to stick to you. It's going to be there all day. You're not going to have to respray. It's just that good. I got this particular bottle from Macari. The first bottle that I got from Mr. Sandy at Dallas Parfums in Dallas, Texas. He's a friend of my boy JP's, and when I was out there, we went to his shop, made a few purchases. As a matter of fact, I think that's where I got my, I can't remember what I bought from Mr. Sandy, but I bought 2 or 3 fragrances while I was out there. I want to say I bought my 1 million cologne. I think that's where I bought the 1 million cologne from. But nonetheless, I ordered it from Mr. Sandy through JP, and I got it, and this is Amber Oud Rouge. I got Amber Oud Gold as well, and got them both for a pretty good price. But solid fragrances. To me, this just smells amazing. You got that little bit of resinous smokiness mixed with that sweetness. It's just good, man. A burnt sugar, whatever that smell is. Something smells smoky and burnt in the bottom of it, but this stuff stays on all day and smells amazing when it gets in the wind. Now, that's the most expensive one. The rest of these are going to be pretty much inexpensive. Now, this one has been discontinued. At one time, it was going for under 20 bucks. Not sure what it's going for now, but it's Him by Hannah Mora. That's what this is, and I know somebody's going to ask me, is this the EDT or the EDP? I didn't think about that while I was doing the video. Hold on, let me see if I can get these old eyes to focus. Okay, this is the Parfum. They focus. My eyes are getting better, guys. They're getting better. The shots are working. And this is Hannah Marie Him, and this is the EDP. And this is somewhat of a clone, whether it's directly or indirectly, and this will remind you of a very expensive fragrance that is discontinued from the house of Gucci, and this will remind you of Gucci Pour Homme 2. I happen to have a bottle of Gucci Pour Homme 2 that I'm thinking about parting ways, but I'm thinking about selling it. I don't know, but this will put you in the mindset of that particular fragrance. Is it good? Yes. Sweet, easy to wear, just very, very well made, very nice fragrance for 20 bucks. I used to see these all the time at Nordstrom's rack, and I'm sitting here thinking like, man, I should have picked up about 5 or 6 of them, because I'm sure the price has elevated to what I don't know. But from the house of Hannah Marie, it is Hannah Mora. It is Him, and this is the Parfum. All right. Let's see. That's 2 down. This next one is one that many people laugh about when I tell them about it, and they look at it because it's somewhat of a novelty cologne or whatever. I don't think it's a novelty. I think it's a good smelling fragrance, and it reminds me of a fragrance that took Fragcom by storm when it first came out. The fragrance that it reminds me of is the original Jean Paul Gaultier Le Mans, and this fragrance is Ford Mustang Performance. I guess this is supposed to be a piston. When I tell you that this fragrance smells so similar, so similar to Le Mans, the old batches. Oh man, it don't want to spray. My atomizer don't work no more. Well, wasn't expecting that. I can't tell you when the last time I sprayed this was, but when I tell you that I can still smell it off the nozzle, that should tell you something. And I don't really know why it's not spraying, but you'll have that with some of your less expensive colognes. Now, the funny thing about the older this is gonna sound funny, the older batches of Mustang performance stuff or Mustang fragrances, because I think the stuff that they have out now in those different shape bottles, and they have the red one, the blue and the white one, I don't think they're made by Estee Lauder. This one was. Yeah, there we go. Well, I got a little squirt out of it. Just not wanting to spray, and that's sad because I was thinking about wearing this tomorrow. But every time I wear this fragrance, I get a compliment, and I'll tell you that. There we go. Well, it's got to be something in the sprayer. I worked with a young man. I call him Slick Will. We were talking about fragrances, and I told him I'd put him together a little package. He liked this so much. He was like, man, that Mustang I really, really like. His girlfriend got him a bottle for Christmas. 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid. He's a senior in high school this year. The stuff just works. It smells good if you can put aside the fact that it's Mustang and just enjoy the scent profile and enjoy the scent. You will find yourself smelling really, really good and having a really good fragrance from the House of Mustang. And again, this is made by Estee Lauder. So it's not just exactly just a cheap, stinky cologne. I got to figure out how to spray it though. My guess is just interchange this atomizer or top or whatever with another fragrance and go from there. All right, guys, I got 4 left, and these four are really, really good. All right, just get them situated so they don't fall. This one is from the House of Trussardi, and it is Trussardi's Riflesso. And again, I took this fragrance to Texas with me. I let Manny smell it, I let JP smell it, and they were all blown away. This is a budget-friendly, better smelling, which one is that? YSL La Nuit de l'Homme. That's what this smells like. This is a budget-friendly La Nuit de l'Homme, and you can look at the juice and tell. And I love the House of YSL. I honestly don't think you can go wrong with YSL. But if you want a great year-round date night type of fragrance, give Trussardi's Riflesso an opportunity. I think this fragrance can be had around 25 or 30 bucks, and you get a fragrance that smells at least like $100 to $150 fragrance. I mean, they were blown away. Sweet, a little bit smoky, just a little bit, but mostly what you're gonna get is a sweet, gentle, cuddle me type of scent. That just smells good, man. From the House of Trussardi, it is Riflesso. And I'm hearing that Trussardi, I think Trussardi blue, or there's a blue and there's a black. I can't remember the names of them, but from what I'm hearing, they are bangers as well. But I haven't smelled those, so I don't know. All right, this next one on the list is from the House. And this house, when it first came out, took not just Fragcom. I wasn't in Fragcom then, but it took the world by storm. People were paying big money for hats and t-shirts and wallets and blue jeans, anything that had Ed Hardy on it. People were eating it up. So this is from the House of Ed Hardy, and it is Love and Luck. And this, now many people prefer Sean John's Unforgivable, but the way Puffy acting up right now, I don't know, I'm distancing myself from that, which honestly, I can't wear the Sean John. It gives me a headache. It's just something about it that makes me nauseous. I mean, seriously. But this right here, to me, is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And it is my second bottle of this. A friend of mine who is no longer with us, she passed away. She bought me a 30 ml of this. Maybe, yeah, 30 ml of this. And I still have the bottle. She found it at TJ Maxx, and it was a shock to find it at TJ Maxx because it was still pretty expensive. And if you remember the Ed Hardy craze, again, everybody was going crazy for the t-shirts, the trucker hats, all of that. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap at all. But this is one that smells like, or it's similar to Creed's Millicene Imperial. And again, it's similar. The older Creed fragrances, the older batches of Aventus, the older batches of Santal, the older batches of Millesime Imperial, the older batches of Virgin Island Water and Silver Mountain Water. I said Virgin Island Water. Yeah, Virgin Island Water and Silver Mountain Water. They're better than the newer batches. So if you don't have this, give it a shot. I mean, it's summertime is coming up, springtime is coming up. I just feel like this is one that will get you some compliments. And I'm going to tell you this. I wore this to work one time, and I walked in the door of the store, and by the time I got to the time clock, I had been told 3 or 4 times, "Oh my God, they just sniffing. What is that you got on?" And I would tell them it's Ed Hardy Love and Luck. And this is one that I was seeing at the rack stores for a little bit of nothing. Tell you a funny story about this. My boy Cheapo Depot broke a whole bottle of this live on camera. Got it on tape. Some kind of way he dropped it, but his expression was priceless. It was like, but anyway, it's a very inexpensive fragrance. 20 bucks. You could probably get a bottle this size. I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm pretty sure you can still get it at any of the discount. Man, it smells good. Whew. I might have to wear this tomorrow. But this is one I think will do great in the spring, in the summer, and in the high heat. But from the house of Ed Hardy, Love and Luck. I guess that's somewhat of a celebrity scent. Speaking of celebrity scent, I tried so hard not to like this fragrance. I did. I tried my hardest not to like this fragrance, but it just smells good. It just does what it's supposed to do. It just works. From the house of Paris Hilton, it is Just Me. And this is a $15 to $16 fragrance. Paris Hilton Gold Rush is beautiful as well. It's more of a fall and winter scent. This one right here is springtime, summertime appropriate. And I'm going to give myself a squirt of this, man. This is Paris Hilton's Just Me. And this is a clone of Acqua di Gio. And it is a better clone of Acqua di Gio than Perry Ellis Red. It's more, where Perry Ellis Red is a little bit spicier. This is more direct in the line of Acqua di Gio. Where Perry Ellis Red took Acqua di Gio and added some stuff to it, this doesn't. This stays true to the form. And I'm gonna tell you, I wore this one night. I can't remember where I've been, but I stopped in a gas station and the attendant was like, "Man, you smell really good. What is that?" And I told her what it was, and nobody believes it. Nobody believes it. Wore this to work. Again, that old time clock, people are like, "Trey, what is that you got on? That smells really, really nice." Just Me by Paris Hilton. And again, it's an indirect clone, but for the $15 to $20 that you're gonna pay for, and there's the levels right there, guys. So I mean, it is what it is. I just want to smell nice, right? That's a winner right there, man. That is a winner. That is a nice, fresh, aquatic, easy to wear fragrance. That is so close to the older batches, the old school batches of Acqua di Gio, I like this better. I love the scent profile of Acqua di Gio, but it has never lasted very long on my skin. That lasts a lot longer and is a little bit better of a performer, and it is a lot cheaper. But of course, I have the OG Acqua di Gio in my collection because as a frag guy, you have to. So with that being said, I'm moving on along. This next one is one, man, it takes my breath away. It takes me back to the late 80s, early 90s when I was a young Trey Sense. When I was a young Trey Sense, man, and I didn't appreciate it then, but I certainly appreciate it now. From the house of, I don't know what house it is, from the house of Cody. And this is a green Irish, Creed green Irish tweed clone. and it is none other than Aspen. And you know, I'm an Irish fan, so anything green and gold is gonna catch my attention. This fragrance right here, to me, is closer to Green Irish Tweed than Cool Water. This just smells like a breath of fresh air. You get the green, you get the aquatic, you get the fresh. That's just good. Yeah. To me, this is more Green Irish Tweed than Cool Water. Cool Water, to me, is a little bit more aquatic, where this, the name Aspen on this is perfect because that's what it reminds me of. I could see being on a snow-capped mountain and taking a deep breath and getting that cold mountain air in your lungs. Well, that's what this smells like to me. That's what this smells like to me, and it is super duper cheap. It was. I'm pretty sure they still make it because I don't think Cody discontinues much, but back in the day, you used to could pick this up at Kmart. It is definitely old school, but it doesn't smell dated. It smells really, really fresh, and I think this is one you can wear winter, summer, spring, or fall. But again, with the upcoming spring that we're fixing to embark on, the cool, the freshness, the deep, you know, taking in that deep breath, man, I just think it's perfect for this time of the year. And to me, this is a better clone of Green Irish Tweed than Cool Water. Now, I love Cool Water. Cool Water is a Hall of Fame fragrance to me. It will have its jersey retired in my book. And I think it's one of the best fragrances ever created because it was such a game changer. But if you're looking for a clone of Green Irish Tweed on a budget, that's your guy. That's your guy right there. I wonder what it would smell like if we layered some YSL JB Butters with that Paris Hilton, just for me, with that Green Irish Tweed. May need to hit Kevin up and be like, hey, have you ever thought about making a more aquatic version of Aqua de Jo, or a fresher version? I don't know how I would word it, but that Green Irish Tweed and that Aqua de Jo that Paris Hilton that I sprayed right here in the air together is doing some wonderful things. That is a nice combination right there. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get off of here, edit this video and thumbnail it up. And as usual, any of these fragrances that you want to try, I will sell you a decant of them. My email will be in the description below. Again, always remember that I am partnered with Mr. JB Butters himself, and you can use code TRE5 to get $5 off. So that being said, I'm going to get off of here. Both emails will be in the description below. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of here because it's probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. It is what it is. Thank you for being the best part of the channel and supporting the channel. I greatly, greatly appreciate you sticking around for a small timer like myself. But, you know, we all have the same love, and that is for fragrances. So with that being said, I'm going to get off of here, thumbnail it, edit it so you can see it. I love you all, and may God bless you all. Till next time, guys. Peace.